That explains why we hear so much Tommy James. You know?
I don't know.
Because he's the host. This is the Beatles again.
I don't want to hurt you. You good?
Yeah.
Cold slave ship bound for cotton field. This can't be done anymore. We're gonna treat them all right. Here and whip the women,
whiskey,
just
right?
them after midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, I have not.
You ever paid attention to the lyrics of this song, Dad?
No.
Are you okay?
He's coughing a bit. I'm just going to sit you up just a little bit.
Hell yeah. The opening line for this, man. You can't write that anymore. They also stopped playing it live.
He ripped that shot pretty quick. You know, that's another thing. This game's in Vegas. Yeah. That's a really nice field for Vegas.
Were they that nice when you were there?
God, no. They didn't have any kind of field like this outside. It just shows like the changes in tech and everything.
And
Even for watering and taking care of grass and reporting it. I mean,
and the appreciation of the sport over here.
you know how tough it was to get real grass over there? Is the
Yeah, 'cause it's so hot.
the football team? No, they played on AstroTurf. The college football team.
It didn't rain a lot over there, did it?
God no, almost never. Holy crap!
Have you heard Aunt Rachel tell the story about going to visit what's his face, and she tried to go out and do her morning walk, and he warned against it, and she came back about 15 minutes later about to pass out.
Oh, from the heat?
Yeah. I forgot which kid. I think it's either Nathan.
Nathan lives out
Yeah, so he was like, I wouldn't do that. I'd wait till the evening to go do that.
Holy cow. Is that the drink doing that? I don't think it is. I disagree. But we can switch between that and Diet Coke. These guys are some cheating Canadians. Dragging people down from behind, not getting called because we're winning. Yeah, when we lived out there, well, did I ever tell you about the summer camp? I probably have.
What summer camp?
So, when your uncle and I were in Scouts, when Grandpa was stationed out at Nellis, they let us pick what Boy Scout camp we wanted to go to. And we chose different camps. He chose Philmont, which is like outdoor, mountainy kind of thing. Well, they're all outdoor, but it's more mountain,
Yeah, I know.
wide open area. I chose something I don't even remember the name of, but it was a water-based camp. Basically, it was in a lagoon area off of the Colorado River down by Laughlin, Nevada. When I went down there, the average temperature the entire week I was there was 125.
Oh shit.
It hit over 130. At one point, a couple of days, it hit over 130 degrees.
Yeah.
And so, like, people were burning their feet walking on sand. Like, trying to get to the water area. But they taught us, like, I was doing all kinds of weird stuff. We weren't, like, we spent time in camp and eating at the mess hall area, but most of my time I was in the lake, either just swimming or snorkeling, or that's where I learned how to do canoeing. I learned how to do a catamaran and a vagabond, and did a mile swim. Like, we did all that out there in this lagoon area. It was big. It was like a lake, but it's not a lake because it's not closed off. So a lagoon is a waterway off of, like, open water or the river. So it's pretty. And there was this nasty whirlpool that was there every single day. You know, where the river and the lagoon area met, there was a big old whirlpool. They always told us, don't go near that thing because you'll get sucked in.
It's nuts. That's like one of the common merit badges that I do not have. It was swimming. Never got it. I was like, nope.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Well, Grandma swam. Dad.
They
did
let
some
me do
snorkeling.
the.
They'll tell you to snorkel down in Bon Air. Yeah. He had somebody. I don't know if he ever told you this, but there was a guy that worked for him in Hawaii, and since they were out there, you know, people take up hobbies and stuff. He did scuba diving, and guy takes the classes, gets certified, buys all the gear. First time going out after he's certified, like, they were down at a 70-foot dive level, a standard level, 70 to 80 feet. And between them and the boat, there was like a 10 to 12 foot shark that just kept circling over the divers. He said when the guy got up, he was ready to sell all his gear. They were, all right, who wants to buy my stuff?
I would too.
You remember that? Yeah. I just remember you telling me that story. This guy goes out and gets all this stuff, and he was done.
This is one of my favorite Eagles songs. Tequila Sunrise.
That is a good drink. I like a tequila sunrise.
I can sing this song. See, because of Grandpa and me getting hooked on classics really young, I can sing most of these just because I've been listening to them for so freaking long.
Have you had a tequila sunrise, Jake?
I have.
They're pretty tasty.
I do like them. I just don't drink often. The last time I had a sip of alcohol was at the work party in Wilmington in January.
Would you like another sip of your gin and tonic? So, Mom asked if I made you a small one. I said, there's a lot of ice in it. I wanted it to be cold for you.
Did I tell you at the work party, one of the bartenders tried to cut me off, so I just went down. She gave me a water, so I put it in my pocket, and I just walked down to the other side and asked the other bartender for the same drink. She gave me one, so I tipped her.
We went to a work party once, and I was talking to a bunch of people, and I had a bunch of drinks. It was the strangest thing. It was a guy I helped retire from IBM, and now he had gone to work for Fidelity. It's just like, Joel, I've been looking for you all night. You were my retirement benefits coordinator. I said, I sure hope everything went smoothly for you. he said, as a matter of fact, it did. I'm already in pay. I was like, that is so great to hear because you're the first person that's ever met me where I was the coordinator for you. I was like, but things don't go smoothly for everybody. No fault of ours. There was another time they realized where our offices were in Durham.
Uh-oh.
In Durham and Cary. And instead of mailing the paperwork to the Covington, Kentucky
I just
address,
drove there.
they drove there and tried to get into the building and security's calling you. I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. And the rules weren't so bad when we first started working there. I remember there was somebody I helped. He lived across the street from OLL.
Yeah.
Literally across the street. In one of the houses across from the front door. You know where they had those stones in the ground and everything?
Yeah.
He lived right across the street. And I said, he's like, you know, you don't need to mail it. I was like, I know exactly where you are. Because he offered to come pick it up. I said, well, you can't come here. Security will stop you. I said, but I know where you live if you're okay with me showing up. He's like, yeah, just put it here. So I drove to his house and that's where I put his paperwork. Like, you couldn't do that later on. Like, by the time...
You left?
Well, no. By the time I was registered, once they had us get registered with the SEC, because of the 401k plans, they wanted to have everything digitized and proof of what we did. Like the mailing. What do they call that? The marking? I think it's called a mark. When they do the internal stamping of the mail with the date, they register all that for billing. And they digitize it all. So they wanted all that proof and everything went out of Kentucky at that point. We weren't mailing anything hardly at all anymore. We used to mail out like an intro letter with our business card. Like I had business cards, most people didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think Dad ever had a business card there. But we had business cards with our names and our numbers and our registration stuff. And we'd mail them out with an intro letter. They stopped all that too. They said, don't do that anymore. We had all these emails that we used to respond to. They said, cut down on that. We shouldn't be doing that. Like, what are you talking about? This is a service that's very expensive, separate from your 401k service. It's like... So there was a big fight between DB and DC on that. Like the section Dad was in, they were very particular about ASAs were important. Average time of resolution was important. Average speed to answer. Transactions per hour per phone rep was something they calculated. But the 401k side didn't care about missing markers. They didn't care. They were bean counters. They were like, if we miss ASA, we'll just cut them a check. We don't care. DB side, They didn't want any errors at all, like ever. That was their goal. As few errors as possible because they never wanted to come check. It was unacceptable. That was always their view. After they merged all the stuff for IBM, it was a nasty time for a lot of people.
Well, shit.
These people should be getting cards.
I thought Canadians were supposed to be friendly, man.
No, they're not. That guy shoved him in the back. And that's the stuff that should be getting a card, especially after what happened recently. Dude, I would go find 11 on the field and put a hurting on him. That was uncalled for what they did. They never got in trouble. This 11 characters.
Last time I had him on call, like I told them, was Wilmington and January. Oh, big problem. Everywhere.
Especially when players so much
It's just, I don't know.
okay, so just make sure you walk the dog for me. He's like in there pestering me while I was on the phone with Polly.
He pesters for pets.
I don't know what he wanted.
See? I said you were pestering me for pets, and what happens? You hear the word pets and come a running.
He hears my bag.
If he heard your bag, he'd be in there with you.
He's waiting for me to come out there.
Go see Jake, he's got a bag. Jakey's got a brand new bag.
Every so often.
Doing anything with you, bud. I'm getting him a drink. Does that hit the spot still?
Yep.